Hey book besties, are you looking for your next 5-star read after the trash garbage reading year that was 2024? Because for me, it was lackluster AF, and I am so excited about the books coming out this year, and I feel like there's no way it can't be a 5-star year for me. Anyways, these are the titles I'm most excited in reading for fantasy, sci-fi, and romantasy. Yes, romantasy. I know it gets a lot of hate, but these are the ones I think will be good, okay? So let's leave that there. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to be talking about all the books I'm excited for in fantasy, sci-fi, and romantasy because I made a promise to myself this year that I'm not going to get bogged down and getting swept away in the hype of hyped up books on BookTube, hyped up books on Book Talk, especially hyped up books on Bookstagram. Like, I need to curate my list to authors I know I'm going to love because they've been tried and true, or just stories that seem so intriguing that they must be on my TBR this year, because I have been adding so much to my list and I feel like I'm getting nowhere, because I'm definitely a read one book at a time girly in any format, whether that's audio, physical, digital. Like, I need to do one at a time because my ADHD is so bad. Like, I will forget about it and then I'll do nothing. So if you're like me, then you get me. Anyways, so I just feel like I need to really curate this list because I also have writing goals. I'm also a mom of 2, which is crazy. I also work full time and, I'm just trying to enjoy life. So I really just need to make this list very intentional so that way everything I'm reading feels like it's worth it to me. Because last year I definitely got swept away in a lot of hyped up books, and they were
Be nice.
I'm finding it. Listen, they were what they were, and we're going to leave it at that. So here's what I suggest that we should read. So let's just jump into it because this list is long and extensive. First up, we have Oathbound by Tracy Deonn that is coming out March 4th. And I'm sorry, anyone that knows me, I've been talking about this book forever. I've been talking about Legendborn forever. I know it's basic, but it's so good. The story is so good, and I'm here to champion anything that Tracy does. It is fantastic, and I really want to see where we left off because we left off on a pretty major cliffhanger. So obviously this is the 3rd installment of the series. It was going to be a trilogy, but they announced it's going to be 4 books. So yay us who love it. So where we left off, Bree had just cut ties with the Legendborn and the Order in order to save her friends and family because they were all about to die. And she is now being controlled by this crazy entity that is evil. And, the Scions are in complete disarray. They're on the brink of war. Like, all hell is breaking loose. So it's just a lot of chaos. And plus, then we got that love confession. And yeah, I just want to see what happens. That is a must read for me. Also, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, because vampires are so back. Okay, we are so back with the vampires, and I don't know what it is this year. I've been watching Twilight on repeat. I don't know, it's like my comfort movie. Last year it was The Lord of the Rings, then The Rings of Power, and before that it was like Across the Universe. Such an underrated film and musical, so give it a chance. But I am here for the vampire lore, whatever it is. I know nothing about this. This is by V. Schwab. It comes out June 10th. Yes, that's right. Comes out June 10th. We don't have a lot of details yet. And also, I did see one review of it because they got a physical arc. But I tried not to watch it or really dive into it too much because I don't want anyone's opinions influencing me. She's kind of a hit or miss author for me. Like, for example, Gallant, hated that book, but Vicious, loved that book. So I mean, we're gonna see where this lands. All I know so far is that it does follow 3 different women across 3 different centuries, and obviously they're going to be burying something in some soil. Probably you bury a dead body and comes back a vampire. I have no idea. I'm going to this blind. Okay, and obviously to the surprise of no one, because this is on every single person's expected TBR or one of their most anticipated books, we are talking about Katabasis by R.F. Kuang, who is an auto-buy author for me. If you don't know, obviously she is the author of Yellowface, Babel, The Poppy War, and everything she does is absolutely fantastic. Huge fan. And, I'm not jealous of anyone that, got a physical arc of copy of Katabasis or anything. If I were you, I'd probably put it in a glass case. I'm probably going to steal it. But what I want to know is everyone I've seen so far has been 100 through 200. Where's 1 through 10? I want to know who's number one on that list. Katabasis comes out August 26th. It's about two rivals who have to team up in order to save their professor from hell. And it's definitely enemies to lovers. And the book is mostly about surviving each other. So I really do hope it is a true rivals, like enemies to lovers situation, because I'm sick of this insta love. It's not insta love to lovers, okay? It's enemies to lovers. So rivals to lovers. Divine Rivals got this. Great. Perfect. So anyways, very excited for that one. Next up, we have Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. It comes out March 18th. And March in general is just going to be a really great reading month for a lot of people. I don't know much about this. All I heard was Hey Mitch's Games and Hunger Games. And I was like, yeah, sold. Duh, I'm going to buy it. I don't need to know what it's about. I have a general idea. It's all about how Haymitch won his games in the Quarter Quell and what he did to become the alcoholic we all knew him to be in the Hunger Games. Done. Sold. Next question. And this one, I'm not really sure if it's coming out this year. I've heard rumors that it is. So regardless, I'm going to put it on the list. We're talking about The Strength of the Few, the sequel to The Will of the Many. It is supposed to come out this year. There's no solid date. So we're going to leave that lucid. There are no details about this, but if you read it and you know how it ends, you're going to want to pick it up. The next one is The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. I don't know much about it other than the fact it's a dark fantasy series and there's elves. So I'm going to read it. And actually, that will be my first Joe Abercrombie book. So I'm very excited. I have the In-Between Bookstore by Edward Underhill. It already came out on January 14th. The In-Between Bookstore is about a trans man named Darby who returns back to his hometown after falling on some hard times. While he's in town, he stumbles upon an old bookstore from his past, and he walks in. He feels like time is frozen. There he meets a teen who looks like his younger self, and it's all about some kind of weird life time loop and changing the past, and that sounds very intriguing to me, so I'm all on board with that.
Hey guys, I'm so sorry if there's background noise in my video. It's just every time I would talk, my baby decided that she wanted to talk over me, and every time that I stopped, she completely stopped. She thought it was a game and thought it was so funny, and she's hilarious, but yeah, just the woes of being a mom and a reader. Here they are, the scene of the crime. The scene of the crime.
We're on the move to the scene of the crime. Got something to prove at the scene of the crime.
This next one is by one of my faves, Travis Baldré, who is releasing Brigands and Breadknives, which is in the Legends and Lattes universe in November. I believe it's November 11th. I remember that because that is my anniversary. And it is obviously it's going to follow a new character. It's Fern, who was a beloved favorite from the second book, and she is sassy, she is foul-mouthed, she is just all the things you want in a female character, and I'm so excited to follow this little mouse around. So. And this next one I've been shouting about from the rooftops. I was so bummed when it got pushed from publication last year to this one, but whatever happened there, I'm glad they worked it out. I know a lot of people are anticipating this one, and that is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeep by Sangu Mandana. And this comes out, when does it come out? It comes out April 29th. So I'm very excited about that. This is all about a girl who is a former powerful witch who lost her magic due to a big mistake. And now she's stuck running this magical inn with her aunt who came back from the dead and a talking fox. And obviously it wouldn't be Romantasy without some romance. So she meets like a cold, cool guy who she needs help with her magic because she can't use it anymore. So obviously he helps her with the spell and hijinks ensue. It sounds cute and cozy, and this will be a great palate cleanser in between all of these heavier books. Next up, we have A Curse Carved in Bone. This comes out on May 13th. Sorry, my baby is coughing. No one in this house wants to let me be great, whether it's Walter or the kids or my husband. I feel sabotage from all directions. This is the second book and conclusion to the duology, and it's all about Freya, who has uncovered her past, found out she has this great power, and mostly it's about her grappling with it and how to control it. Otherwise, she will bring upon the destruction of everyone. So I'm very excited. I haven't started the first one, but I was waiting for this to come out. So perfect. Done. Added to the TBR. Next, we have Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. This originally was not on my list, but I saw her drop the post on Instagram and I pretty much let out a really, really girly scream and I just maybe started to cry a little. So I'm very excited about this. This is a standalone set in the Divine Rivals universe and it's all about the gods and their prequel story to Divine Rivals. I do know that one of the gods goes missing and people are trying to figure out what happened to him because the world has basically been thrown into chaos and the people that go search for him, they are finding out these like deep revelations and truths to their world. So regardless, I would have picked it up because I love this book series so much. The duology is perfect in my mind. So, and it comes out September 2nd. This next one is on everybody's list. And if it's not, then it should be. This is Alchemized by Sin Yin Liu. And I actually don't know when it comes out. I should figure that out. But it is basically manacled. If you read the fan fiction and it was one of your favorite stories ever, you're the reason why she's getting traditionally published, and that's amazing. I don't have no idea how she's going to remove the Harry Potter elements out of this story in order to make it work, but I'm here for it regardless. But if you haven't read it, it is very magical, yes, but it is also dark, like The Handmaid's Tale. So go in that prepared and mentally prepare yourself for how that may trigger you or make you feel. The next two reads are fantastic. These are by two friends of mine on Book Talk, and I have been championing their writing journey and their author journeys for so long. So the fact that we will finally get physical books is amazing. The first one is by Kaylee Reed and is called The Sacred Space Between, and it comes out November. This story follows a saint named Jude who is cursed with dangerous magic. Because of this, he is exiled and forced to live out his days alone. And then there, he meets a girl named Maeve, who he suspects is a spy for the Abbey, but really she also shares the same kind of magic, and they are trying to figure out what this magic does and also topple any oppressive societies that exiled him in the first place. So I'm intrigued. There's also a bidding war over this book. So yeah, congrats to Kaylee, and I cannot wait to pick it up. This next one you may have heard of because Kelsey has been screaming about this story from the rooftops from the last 2 years. And I personally have been invested in her author journey, and I am now fully invested in this story and I can't wait to read it. I did get an arc from Alcove Press. So yeah, that is next on my TBR after I finish Jade City. But this is The Gods That Time Forgot. This is an enemies to lovers romantasy that is set in the Gilded Age. And that alone, that setting, so gorgeous. Sounds romantic already. It's all about a girl who wakes up with no memories of who she is or her past, and she ends up running, or who she is, and she ends up running into someone from her past who remembers her, and they find out that their fates are intertwined. The characters' names are Rua and Finn, and they must work together to figure out their shared history in order to figure out how to save their future. I love it. The stakes are high. And this next one is a surprise to no one because it's on everybody's list. I personally loved the Shepherd King duology, so I'm totally invested in this. It's The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This comes out March 20th, and it follows a girl named Sybil who is a diviner, which is a job in this world, and she gets these visions from mythical beings. And she is about to retire when all of a sudden all the other diviners start going missing, and she has to stay in service, and basically she's trying to unravel this mystery of what's happening to them. And of course, she's forced to team up with a rude and skeptical knight who helps her on her quest. We got tension, we got reluctant partnerships, and most of all, we got enemies to lovers. So let's finally move on to all of my most anticipated sci-fi reads. Because I know, I'm sorry, this list is getting pretty long. I might actually go rapid fire a little bit through them faster. First up, we have Death of the Author by Nindi Aquafor. It came out January 14th. It's about this girl, Zulu, whose life is completely falling apart while she's supposed to be participating in her sister's wedding. I think it's best to go into this one a bit blind. I don't need to know more. All I know is that she's a fantastic writer and everything she does is amazing. So I will be reading it. Okay, I have to talk faster because I'm running out of time. So this next one is Hammajang Luck, and this came out January 14th. I was sold on it just from this one line, but it's been described as Ocean's 8 meets Blade Runner, and it's set in a futuristic Hawaii. What? Yeah, I'm down for that. It's a heist story. It's all about what could go wrong when this person says, "Let's just do one more heist." I'm in. Done. And then lastly, under sci-fi, we have The Last Contract of Isako by Fonda Lee, and it comes out November 14th. What is up with November being in a really awesome month? Also March. Yeah, all of it is just great. Anyways, this is a cyberpunk samurai space opera. And I'm not even sure how all of those things go together, but I am here for it. Yes to original ideas. It blends espionage and sword fights and serious critiques of late stage capitalism. So done. Fonda Lee. I'm actually reading Jade City right now, and I can't believe I have slept on it for so long. The first chapter alone is so well done, and it just brings you right into the story. The two would-be jade thieves, yes, I'm already in it. Anyways, I feel like the vibes I'm getting from this are very Blade Runner meets John Wick, which is also great because John Wick is one of the major inspirations for the story I'm writing called The Demolition Institute. So great minds think alike. All right, guys, that is a wrap on my most anticipated reads for 2025. That is a pretty meaty list, and I hope you found one or two things from this that you definitely want to read as well. If you're as excited as I am for some of these releases, please tell me in the comments down below. And if I missed anything that you think I absolutely should read in any of these genres, absolutely drop the titles. I will look into it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video and subscribing to my channel. If you haven't already, I don't know why you haven't yet, but please click like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the little bell so you don't miss any notifications. I know I said in a previous video that I was going to try to post every Wednesday at noon, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not doing that. I'm going to post once a week. It could be on Wednesday. It could be on Thursday. Most likely, it seems like I'm really good at filming on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and posting on Thursdays. So it's probably going to be Thursdays at noon from now on, but don't hold me to that because my ADHD and honestly, just like my mood kind of dictates a lot of that. If I don't feel like filming, if I don't feel it in my bones, it's not going to come across. So I just don't do it. I'd much rather do something else, maybe rot in bed, listen to an audiobook, whatever that may be. So for my next two videos, I'm thinking about combining the AuthorTube and BookTube newbie tag and doing one long video. And I also want to talk about my writing goals because from now on, I will be at least once a month be trying to do a study with me, or in this case, a write with me and read with me study session. So look out for that. I'm trying to make it all cute and aesthetic, but let me tell you, being an aesthetic girly is very, very hard. It's not easy trying to make your desk cute for 3+ hours where everything's lit up and, you know, you got the diffuser going and all of that. So that's right, Jazzy. You see how hard I'm working.
Just working hard so I can please you.
Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye.